The need to speed? Lawmakers don't have a license to do it, but state troopers say they don't have to issue tickets to legislators at certain times of the year. South Bureau Chief Drew Mickelson explains.
This is not some new perk that lawmakers just voted in for themselves recently. It was put into the state constitution to, in theory, protect a lawmaker from being delayed from missing a vote here at the state capitol. Article 2, Section 16 of the state constitution says that lawmakers, quote, shall not be subject to any civil process during the session and 15 days prior. So WSP doesn't give speeding tickets, which are considered civil violations, during or 15 days before the session. And this is not a new tradition.
There were European despots who our framers could see trumping up charges against political rivals and having them arrested on the way to Parliament so they wouldn't be there to vote. So they put really in kind of the fine print of the Constitution this prohibition on impeding legislators on their way to session.
That spokesperson says only about half a dozen lawmakers every year escape tickets under this language in the Constitution. But the WSP wants to make it clear this only applies to speeding citations. Lawmakers who are caught driving recklessly or drunk don't get any passes. At the Capitol in Olympia, Drew Mickelson, King 5 News.
Changing the law would mean changing the state constitution. That would need legislator and voter approval.
It's apparently one of the perks of being a Washington state lawmaker. Every year, state troopers catch about a half dozen lawmakers speeding, and yet they never get a ticket. The State Patrol says that's because unless it is a serious offense, part of the state constitution shields lawmakers from arrest or civil process during the session. Not everybody agrees with that.
I think it's a terrible idea in this time when the public has a lot of mistrust of politicians and already believe they get favored treatment.
No way. I gotta find out who these members are, man. This tells me that I have a legislator that is either arrogant, doesn't plan well, or thinks he's the exception.
Well put. The State Patrol says it could send out tickets after the session is over, but that is unlikely.
Denied their right to arms. The pilot program here in Washington says they violate the Constitution.
Two intruders demand cash and jewelry from an innocent family. What they decided to take instead after learning there were no valuables that sparked a nationwide manhunt.
They look at that as an invasion of privacy, and I get that.
Smile for the camera. Northwest hockey fans become guinea pigs for the sake of security. Next.